Boom, boom, boom. It says we're live. It says we're live.
He has been married to Hillary Rodham Clinton for 20 years. One child, daughter Chelsea, age 16. One half-brother, Roger Clinton.
Mr. Chairman.
Both of his parents
Mr. Vice President.
Yes.
My fellow Democrats and my fellow Americans. Thank you for your nomination. I don't know if I can find a fancy way to say this, but I accept.
I accept your nomination.
Thank you.
Bill Clinton. Oh, look at Hillary. Al Gore.
So many.
I don't know who that guy is.
So many have contributed to the record we have made for the American people.
Just making sure we're live.
Above all,
Okay,
my
we're live.
partner, my friend, and the best vice president in our history, Al Gore.
Al Gore. Well, get a good look at Bill Clinton. Oh, there's what's her name? Chelsea Clinton. Remember
Tonight,
Chelsea?
I thank the city of Chicago, its great mayor, and its wonderful people.
Well, this is the last look. This might be the last look at Bill Clinton you get, because Bill Clinton took the stage last night, and he's old. He got old. Bill Clinton got really old. What do you know? His hands were shaking. He was talking like Joe Biden at 82 years old. Some people break at that age. Other people get stronger. I know a lot of people that live into their 90s, fully aware, fully alert. Guys like Bill Clinton and Joe Biden have fallen apart. Right? So Mark's Condi reporting. Much apology for yesterday. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let's make sure we're live today, because I had a problem yesterday, and I did this whole show, and I didn't hit the. I guess I didn't record it. I wasn't streaming it. But let's just make sure we're all here. Born Vicarious says, "There you are. I'm here. I am here." Just want to make sure. We'll talk about the last 2 days. I was going to talk about Tuesday evening yesterday, but we'll talk about Tuesday and Wednesday evening. We heard a lot of big players. Wow. Lots of big players. Just again, I'm asking in the chat. Just give me a thumbs up if we're live. All right, make sure that we're here. All right, just say yes, no. I need confirmation today. I need your confirmation, please. And so we'll talk about all the big speakers. There was Obama. There was who else? There was Oprah. Oprah. Holy smokes! Oprah spoke. Bernie spoke, and I tell you, Michelle Obama. Right? See, I had said the two big black women. And I was right about that. I think that both of those black women that I had expected to become the nominee were both at the DNC convention plugging away. Right? Born Vicarious, we're up. I hope we're running. I hope we're live. One is a good way. All right. Good. We're live. So we'll look at all those fascinating. I'm losing my train of thought right now. Let me get back into my groove. I'm drinking lemon filtered water, and there's a big piece of my ginger, not ginger, but this is spearmint that grows wild in my yard. Very good. Right? It's the whole plant in there. And, David Brown confirms we are live on the air. That's important, right? You know, it's fucked up, right? Yesterday, I'll give you, tell you what happened. Yesterday, I did this whole show, right? I did the whole thing, and it took me all the way to the end to realize that nobody was responding and that I wasn't live, right? There's a lot of buttons that you got to hit. And maybe YouTube one day I'm not complaining, but maybe one day they can streamline it a little bit. There's a lot of hoops to jump through to make sure everything is running. And sometimes I've been doing this for years, and I don't know, every once in a while you just, you forget, right? You forget to hit this button or that button, and then you're talking to yourself for an hour. But anyway, that was Bill Clinton, 1996 DNC convention. When he was sitting president, rerunning. And this is what we got now. We got Bernie Bros. All right, so here's the big deal. Here's the big story. The big story of the last 2 days is that HOPIUM, hope. Remember when Barack Obama told the world that hope for a better day, hope that we may come together and be great again? Remember? And nobody really knew what he was talking about, but we all loved it. We all loved it in 2008 when Obama preached hope. Hopey change. Change. We're going to change. The only constant is change, right? Well, it seems like it's returned. And those words are not my words. It came right out of Michelle Obama's mouth. She says, there's something going on here in America, and I think it's a return of hope. So they're plugging the hope again. Hope is a four-letter word. It's actually an empty. What are you hoping for? What are you sitting around hoping? It's a waiting game. You're waiting for something to happen. But the Democrats are in rare form, and I would say that I think Michelle, in all of this, Barack Obama stays the same. Michelle Obama definitely went up a couple of notches because of her ability to connect with an audience. I think Oprah may have went down a notch. Bill Clinton fell off the cliff. And I got to say, Bernie Sanders, his message of the oligarchs, they're stealing your money and there's too much money in politics, right? His whole message of, of social democracy, whatever that means, kind of lost steam. When you listen to Bernie talk now, you're saying, like, what, Bernie, what are you waiting for? It's all these years later. And to Bernie's credit, Bernie sits in the background and fights for the American people, fights for higher wages, the $15 minimum wage, the universal single-payer health care for all, which a lot of these things have transpired already. Under Biden, with Bernie and Elizabeth Warren pushing. Now, is Kamala Harris an accentuation of that? Will Kamala Harris and Tim Walz continue that trajectory of providing these social nets for most Americans? Or are they going to turn around and just do what Bernie says they do, which is take the money and run? Right? We're going to find out. Right? But that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Marcus Conte, and it's going to be a good show today. Good. The markets are up as well. Donald Trump's stock surging. I was talking about that yesterday. Trump's stock surged 13% yesterday. Why? Because of the perceived failure of the Democrats on the campaign stage at the rally in Chicago. Not a lot of riots to talk about, not a lot of incidences to talk about, but there's really no, I don't know, I watch it and it's just a lot of empty platitude, and maybe that's why Trump's stock is surging. I don't know. We'll find out. But Marcus Conte, this is my website. That's me. And we're live every morning, 9 a.m., Monday through Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, right here in the great United States of America. And if you want to help this program, you can donate through Zelle, shorthappylife@gmail.com, or PayPal, Patreon. Two great ways to help. Or if you're just watching, if you're a lurker and you're watching, you can plug it on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social. We're everywhere. I mostly post on BitChute and Rumble these days. I throw the videos out there. But we're everywhere. So let's start off with Elon Musk. What's Elon Musk saying? A vote for Kamala Harris is what?
Is immense in the Democratic Party. The party that cries about how Donald Trump is a threat to democracy just forced out the candidate that their voters chose and nominated a candidate that no one voted for. The hypocrisy is immense in the
They did do it. They should have been. I agree that the hypocrisy is immense, but I think the only thing that wasn't hypocritical about it is that the only thing that was hypocritical about it is that they said it had nothing to do with his age. It had everything to do with his age. He's the sitting president. He has power, right? And he's not. It doesn't appear. He doesn't appear to be in a place where he can't tell that he's being, overthrown, and that they're trying to take away his power, right? Joe Biden. But other than that, Kamala Harris did not get a single vote. Let's listen one more time.
Democratic Party. Or the hypocrisy is immense in the Democratic Party. The party that cries about how Donald Trump is a threat to democracy just forced out the candidate that their voters chose and nominated.
They did force him out, but again, Elon, Joe Biden, in fairness, is senile. What were they going to do? Just let him run and lose?
Nominated a candidate that no one voted for. The hypocrisy is immense.
Right. The hypocrisy is immense, and nobody voted. Let's take a step back before we look at all that, because it is about our own health. It is about our own sense of balance. Right? Look at this. This test may predict how long you're going to live. Here's how to do it. It's not about living longer, really. It's not about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Right? I think I said that right. It's about making the moment more, sucking more of the moment out, being more alive in the moment, right? Being able to run 5 miles without sweating, which is where I'm approaching right now. It's been really nice. The weather's been beautiful. Oh, my God. Picture perfect running weather here in the northeast of Pennsylvania. 56 degrees, sunny degrees right now. It went down to 49 last night. Oh, beautiful sleeping weather, right? So if you want to live longer, flexible exercise. You got to laugh, right? They say this stuff like as if it's breaking news. Breaking news, exercise will lengthen your life. Right? As if nobody knew that. Brazilian researchers calculated a joint mobility score called a Flex Index. Flex Index, all right, for about 3,100 healthy middle-aged adults. That's not too shabby. 3,100 people in the study performed a series of 20 movements. Men and women with low scores had a higher risk of dying, up to 5 times more in some cases, than their flexible counterparts. And that's all I'll say about that. Right? Flex, man. Bend your ass off. Right? You don't have to be bending. You don't have to bend yourself into a fucking, horseshoe like this. But definitely bend. Right. So simple ankles, knees, hips, torso, elbows, shoulders. Right. Now you got the recipe for longevity. Right. You want to add years? Exercise, the correct weight. Stop overeating. Stop eating too much. Don't eat. If you can't stop overeating too much, stop infancy eating, which means you're eating every fucking 10 minutes. Right? Wait. Eat once and then eat again. And that's it. And do all of that before 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Right? And you'll be fine. Eat a light diet, right? Vegetables. What else? Oh, look at this. Simple exercise is also good for your aging. If we are lucky, we age. If we are active, we may be able to avoid getting old. Look at this. Increase our physical strength and flexibility while improving posture and balance can pave the way for aging well and maintaining independence in our later years. Balance, right? How do you balance? What the fuck is balance? Balance? You mean like, aren't you just supposed to, you gotta, in every sport, in every great sport, I was a hockey player on ice. You gotta have balance. You gotta be perfectly aligned with the ground, really. running is the same. Football, all of these sports have running in them. Basketball, baseball, football. But the art of running requires a certain degree of balance. And when you have that balance, your form solidifies. You become very comfortable in that form. And that's when you go fast, right? You focus on balance and form. But here's ways you can do it. Stand on one leg. Yoga. So that's my pitch today. Get off your ass. Get off your fat ass, and work. Right, and you'll feel better. Right? Stop complaining. Stop complaining. My life is falling apart. My lungs are falling out. My hands are shaking. Kick it, Oprah. So Oprah was there. If you weren't at the DNC convention, here's Oprah. Right, she was my pick.
But more often than not, what I've witnessed and experienced are human beings, both conservative and liberal, who may not agree with each other, but who'd still help you in a heartbeat if you were in trouble.
That's right. Damn right.
These are the people who make me proud to say that I am an American.
All right.
They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are...
Very positive message from Oprah. She's beckoning the best of both sides. Right? No sides with Oprah.
We are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion.
Right.
We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
childless cat lady.
Well, we try to get that cat out too.
Yes. Fucking love it. Beautiful.
Because we are a country of people who work hard for the money. We wish our brothers and sisters well, and we pray for peace.
There we go.
We know all the old tricks and tropes that are designed to distract us from what actually matters, but we are beyond ridiculous tweets.
No, we're not. Most Americans are stuck right in the middle of it, Oprah. Wake up.
Lies and fools.
What a positive message from Oprah. I really appreciate at least that one line. I'm sure she'll go on to bash Trump in the same breath, but that we are all one people, right? We are all Americans. The house is burning. You don't ask, oh, there's got a Trump sign on the lawn and the house is on fire. Let it burn. Oh, look, this. Oh shit, this is a fucking house right there. You see the house is on fire. What are we gonna do? Oh, don't worry about it. There's a Kamala Harris fucking poster outside. Just let it burn, right? It's one less vote. Right? Fuck, man. It's probably a cat lady in there. Nobody does that, right? You see the house burning, you try to get everybody out. She's absolutely right about that. America is not as incredibly divided as the politicians would lead people to believe. Most people can meet and greet and talk and not know what side of the political spectrum they're on, maybe for an hour before they start, before the 5-letter word comes out, Trump. So she's right about that. I like that was a good message, Oprah. What about? Oh my God, Tim Walz spoke. This guy's a snooze, man. He's got the policies. He's got the he has the record, policies and record. But man, he's got no charisma. He's less. It seems like he's less. He's more of a zero than Camilla.
But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump.
Now you see the contrast. Oprah is saying that we're all good neighbors, and here comes Tim Walz saying that fuck that. They don't know what people. Some people don't know how to be a good neighbor.
Trump and J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance. Trump and J.D. Vance. He's pointing out as not good neighbors. Say it again.
Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Bad neighbors.
Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people.
It's not their Project 2025. They're still running a false lie. Some guy wrote a paper about Project 2025, and it was reminiscent of I guess QAnon, conspiracy, MAGA, extreme kind of talk. And Trump has nothing to do with any of that. Trump sees it and whatever. But the Democrats are making it as if it's a Trump policy and demanding that Trump denounce the ridiculous policy that some idiot invented. Right? So, but they're taking it as if it's Trump. This Project 2025. It isn't. According to Trump, Trump is just like QAnon. Trump's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what it is.
People who are just trying to live their lives. They spend a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this.
Okay.
When somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it.
What the hell does that mean? Nobody drew up any playbook, you jackass. This guy's losing points.
And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class. They'll repeal the affordable.
Start jacking up the cost on the middle class. Where the Republicans? They don't do that.
Care Act.
They want to squash the Affordable Care Act because it's garbage and replace it with something that actually works.
They'll gut Social Security and Medicare.
That's a lie. The Republicans never wanted to gut Social Security and Medicare. The Democrats and Republicans have been inching that down over the years, together. Right? Government itself has been trying to reduce those things. It should be going in the other direction. It's not a Republican issue.
And they will ban abortion across this country with their...
That's not true. Ban abortion is a big one, too. They're not trying. The Republicans are clear. Trump is clear. Leave it to the states to decide.
Without Congress.
They can't do it federally without Congress, right? So just 4 lies in a row. Excuse me.
Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us.
Let me add one more. It's an agenda that does not exist.
And it's an agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he's standing, Tim Walz is standing on the podium to say that the Democrats represent the working people, the hard-working, regular people of this country. Is that really what he's saying? Where? That? And those other guys are trying to destroy it? It doesn't add up anymore. This kind of Republican Democratic rhetoric really, really falls short. That's why Trump's just crushing these guys, Tampon Tim and fucking Bomilla. That's how you get them. Man. Just shut them down because they're talking garbage.
But it's also wrong, and it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people.
All right, so he's a cracker, right? He's cracking. His briefly fucking his Bill Clinton handshaking. Watch.
Affordable health care. That's why the Democrats put a limit on.
Look at his left hand. His left hand right here. Bring your attention to his left hand. He's shaking.
Monthly payments for insulin and a $2,000 a year.
$1,000 a year. He's a pothead too. I think Bill can't control himself. He definitely is a puff. He's a puff and pass guy, no doubt.
Out-of-pocket limit.
There's a limit to that, Bill. You don't puff before you come on fucking stage, right? I can't do it without it. I need to puff. Okay, I'm ready. Wait a second. I need a hooker.
And are trying to cover more drugs by bargaining for prices. We need more.
Bill, he's not even using the teleprompter. He's reading from his notes on the desk. I'm old-fashioned. I'm going to read my notes. I'm not going to look up. I can't see the prompter.
Financing for small businesses. We need still to strengthen our alliances. I almost croaked in the first debate of this election season.
Wow, what a snooze, man. 27 minutes. Bill Clinton put the fucking audience to sleep. Say something, Bill. Get me excited, man. Listen to the crickets in the audience.
When President Trump said,
you can hear Kamala Harris cackling in the background.
Nobody respected America anymore, like they did when he was president. Wait. And with a straight face.
All right, so Bill Clinton's career is over. Nobody cares about him, but Michelle Obama on fire. On fire.
How much should good car insurance cost you a month?
I don't know.
$80? $120?
Maybe, I don't know.
Once again, being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation.
As long as you could say that the division is not the other side causing it, right? It's both sides ramming at each other, right? It's like the the two fucking rams banging into each other's heads, right? Trying to push the other one out of the box, right? All you get there is violence. One of them comes up. One of them usually is either dead or wounded, right? Where the other one gets the prize. What, the female? It's barbaric. Still, there's no real love in the air. I think Oprah brought the love. We'll see. Maybe Bernie Sanders or Barack Obama will bring the love. Who's bringing the love?
The dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback.
Hope is making a comeback. She said hope is making a comeback. Oh my.
That our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback.
HOPIUM. Welcome to the HOPIUM. Michelle Obama's but
to be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope.
Hope.
And maybe you've experienced the same feelings. Is that deep pit in my stomach, a palpable sense of dread about the future.
It's called racism. It's called racism, Michelle. You're a black racist. You see the world through the eyes of black and white, and if you don't see enough black faces, you cry racism in a country that was founded by white people. The United States it was Dutch. They're white. The British white, Spaniards mostly white, Italians. Well, not really, not the Italians. I threw that in there. I gave you that. But definitely the Spaniards were there. Who knows? Maybe the Italians. Christopher Columbus, he was an Italian. But the original settlers of America were white people. And the slave trade coming out of Morocco was orchestrated by blacks, selling, indentured, dumb fucking prisoners, literally selling prisoners into the workforce. Right? And they'd stick them on a boat. If they made it across the ocean, they got to work in America, and they got to be slaves. Right? They were sold. They were indentured servants, sold by the Africans, right? Sold by the people of Morocco, and such. All of that, all the American slave trade. But that's how Michelle Obama still sees the world, right? She sees it as a divided. She's a black. She's an American black, right? And I've met a lot of like Africans and people from Trinidad, they fucking hate American blacks. Jamaica, they look at American blacks as confused. Right? They don't know what they're talking about. They're slaves. They're still slaves.
And for me, that mourning has also been mixed with my own personal grief. The last time I was here in
See, if you get a Michelle Obama presidency, it's all about emotion. Right? She's going to give you that. And when there's a problem in the world and there's a bomb blows up, you're gonna get 20 minutes of emotion on television. Oh, how I feel. Nobody gives a shit how you feel. Nobody cares how you feel, Michelle. Nobody cares how you feel. What are you going to do for the American people? Right? That's why Trump is so successful. Nobody's asking Trump how he feels, and he's not telling you how he feels. He's telling you, this is what we're going to do, and this is why we're going to do it, and this is why it works.
my hometown was to memorialize my mother,
Oh, mama.
the woman who showed me the meaning of hard work and humility.
And showed me the meaning of hard work. Is that the kind of tempo we're going to get now? And to all of those people here in America watching me today, I say to you, vote for Kamala Harris because she's our gal. All right, that's listen to the tempo in her voice. Listen to the crescendo.
Humility and decency. The woman who set my moral compass high.
The woman who set my moral compass high. I could do it better than her.
And showed me the power of my own voice.
Oh, yes, baby. Yes, honey. Say it, honey. Give it to me, honey.
I still feel her loss so profoundly.
All right, so I might have been wrong about Kamala Harris. What about Bernie? Fucking Bernie Sanders, right? So Bernie, I tell you, man, after all this hopium in the air at the DNC convention, nothing really to report about the breaking and smashing outside yet. Outside of the convention in Chicago, we don't know much about it. But Bernie Sanders, where does Bernie fit in? Bernie, a lot of the policies that they're talking about, universal health care for all, affordable health care in America, is because of this guy. $15 minimum wage, because of this guy right here. Bernie Sanders did it. Free college tuition at city and state universities in some places like Minnesota, for example, where Tim Walz is from. It's already happened, right? Equality, right? Bernie Sanders is one of the most effective president who was never president, right? That's Bernie Sanders. But how does his message, his original message came about 8 years ago? It's 8 years ago, 2016. It's 8 years ago. Bernie Sanders emerged from seemingly out of nowhere, and to tell the world of this democratic socialist idea of getting money out of politics, ridding the working people of rich, filthy rich people who have so much money that think freedom is getting to tell you what to do and when to do it and how to do it and do it now or you're fired. Right? That's a little different than individual freedom. Right? A rich person who is in charge of a lot of people will use that individual freedom to enslave and or abuse his own people, usually. Right? Actually Hitler said that about freedoms. But that is freedom is an individual view. What does it mean to be free? For a very wealthy person, freedom is the ability to advance their agenda, right? Whereas a regular person is just freedom to have a website, for example, without getting censored. Well, let's listen to some of Bernie Sanders.
Have learned something there, too. This is a unified Democratic Party. There aren't holdouts this time around.
I agree with that. No holdouts. The last time Bernie was at the convention, it was split. Everybody, when Bernie walked in, the great divider, the old school of the Democratic Party, hunkered down, and all the new blood left with Bernie.
And that makes all the difference.
This is a very different time. 8 years later, there's no sign of it. There's no sign of it. There's no sign of the Bernie bro holdout. No sign.
Friends, no question about it, David. Parties that are divided basically lose elections.
I want you to look at this right here. Right? There's a clip in Animal Farm, right? The book Animal Farm by George Orwell, and there's the closing line. I forget it. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have the book with me, where the animals are in the barn, and the two main the main pig joins forces with the men, and they're in the kitchen drinking beer. The pigs and the men are drinking, and the littler pigs say they looked from pig to man and man to pig, and pig to man again, and they couldn't tell the difference, right? Right now, like I pointed out the other day, Alessandra Ocasio-Cortez, these are all the same, right? They've all become the same. Bernie is Obama, is Clinton, is Michelle, is Oprah, right? You can't really tell them apart anymore. Although Bernie was a separate kind of guy, he isn't anymore. Now he's just a clog in the fucking engine.
This party has come together. They look at Bernie Sanders and they remember that, and they remember how that party came apart and how they want to make sure that his ideas, some of them of which Kamala Harris is adopting, become part of them going forward together.
Thank you, Terry. Let's listen. Senator Sanders.
Tonight, because we're laying the groundwork for Kamala Harris to become our next president.
Okay.
And let me tell you why that is so important.
Please, Bernie.
I want you all to remember where we were 3.5 years ago.
Okay, I'm remembering.
We were in the midst of the worst public health crisis in 100 years.
Listen to how silent the crowd is when he's doing this. Nobody wants to go back, Bernie. We're not going back.
And the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression.
It wasn't the greatest economic downturn since the Greatest Depression. What are you talking about? The stock market crashing after $2 trillion of stimulus? Come on, Bernie. Don't you know anything? All of that has balanced out. Let's look at it right now. Why wait? So it's 9:40 New York time. Markets are open. NASDAQ up 63. Bernie, what the fuck are you talking about? 98, up 98. S&P 500 is up 17. Dow Jones up 98. And NASDAQ up 62. Trump stock, oh my God, down 18 cents. It was way up today. I hope it keeps going. Trump stock down. Trump had a big run yesterday. Trump stock had a big run yesterday, all the way up to 24.50. We're holding. We're holding. We're holding over $24 a share. It was 21.60. Right, so Trump stock moving and shaking right now. And look at the big board. Rivian up 5 cents. See, and the stocks that track the Nasdaq are all up. Q's up 2.5. Nvidia up $1.50. Google up 80 cents. Apple up 70 cents. Amazon 93. Meta $1. Microsoft up $1.40. Everything up. Everything is up. Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all the war stocks are up. Democrats are rallying at their convention. No talk about de-escalating war at the DNC, not that I could see. Nobody's talking about de-escalating Gaza. They could care less about the fucking, just keep the policy going, right? Keep the policy going. This is about power. Stop complaining. It's about power. We have to win, and then we'll let the Israelis kill the Gazians a little more. So anyway, markets are up. They're loving, I guess, the Democratic convention so far. And Bernie, come on.
3,000 Americans were dying every day, and our hospitals were overwhelmed with COVID patients. All across the country, businesses were shutting down. Unemployment was soaring. Workers were losing their health insurance. Schools were closing. State and city budgets were running out of money. People were being evicted from their homes.
What is Bernie talking about? Bernie is talking about the pandemic, the year after the pandemic, where the government told everybody to stay home. You cannot work. If you work, you're fired or whatever, right? Or we'll come and drag you out of your house, right, without a mask.
Children
and
in America were going hungry.
Nobody was hungry, Bernie. Food stamps.
That was the reality the Biden-Harris administration faced as they entered the Oval Office.
And then they pumped $2 trillion into the economy. $2 trillion, $3 trillion. How many trillion pumped into the economy? Everybody got a free ride for a year or two. And then what? Then the markets crashed because all of that stimulus, all of that money floods into the economy and nobody's working. Everybody's just spending. And what happens? You get inflation, right? You get the prices go up. The supply chain is stressed. Prices go up, right? And then what happens? The money runs out. You stop pumping trillions of dollars into the economy, and then what happens? It crashes, or hopefully it goes sideways, right? But in this case, it crashed, and now it took almost 3 years to come back.
A nation suffering, a nation frightened, and people looking to their government for support. And within 2 months of taking office, our government did respond.
And that's the stimulus, right? But the giant...
Hi, my name is Melissa. I'm an alumni from Avenues in Concord. I've never been in treatment before, so I had no expectation.
In 2 months.
We passed the American Rescue Plan, which provided $1,400 for every man, woman, and child in the working class.
People don't even care about this anymore. they're not even aware of what Bernie's talking about anymore, right? Bernie Sanders is running the social programs in America. He's promoting and or selling those social programs to Joe Biden, almost all of them, right? Joe Biden was adamantly against and or ignorant to most of the things Americans wanted, poor America wanted. And Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren were promoting these things, mostly Bernie. And but now it's like, now that it's already in the mix, Bernie Sanders is still there. He doesn't care that they stuck the knife in his back in 2016. He would have been the president. He would have been finishing his second term president, second term of his presidency right now. Bernie Sanders, in 2016, if they would have gotten Hillary Clinton out of the way, this would have been your president.
We extended and expanded benefits for the unemployed.
And I know a lot of people have run for office, but Bernie Sanders, by all measures, he won the 2016 Democratic primary. With all the cheating that went on, how they cheated Bernie was unprecedented in election history. They so much didn't want him and his ideas, and now his ideas are mainstream. But Bernie Sanders got hatcheted. You could say, well, he's a very honorable man for sticking around and supporting everything that came after him. But Bernie was the pioneer of many, many, many of these social issues that are. And his eyes are wide open on Israel. Bernie Sanders would not have catered to Benjamin Netanyahu. Bernie Sanders is a Jew. He would have not caved to Israel's attack on Gaza. He's been very outspoken in support of Gaza and the Palestinian people and a two-party situation. So So that's Bernie Sanders anyway. So there you go. Marcus Conte reporting. Hopium. Hope has hope returned? Is there enough hope in the engine for it to matter? Do we have any new polls? We do. Oh my God! Wednesday polls. Look at this. Wednesday polls. The Economist national poll has Harris by 3. Generic Congress poll, Democrats by 4. New Hampshire, Wisconsin, any general elections? Not really. Not really. Nevada, Wisconsin in a tie. Harris and Trump. Vermont, Harris by 41. Trump, Harris by 41. That's unbelievable, man. That's a blowout in Vermont. So nothing really to dwell on here. National multiple, they still have Harris. I would say economists, YouGov have Harris by 3. So this is the honeymoon. It is what we could expect. It is what we should expect during a convention and shortly after. And then the bubble pops, right? Then everybody comes back down to earth. And at some point, Kamala Harris is going to have to confront Donald Trump. It's probably for the first time September 10. But she's going to have to confront some of the policies that she stands for. We don't really know. We haven't really heard Kamala Harris answer questions. All we hear is her speech from the teleprompter, which is fake. We don't really know how her mind works. No one has ever really picked her mind in a public forum, like reporters used to do. Just ask questions. What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about that? And when she lies and makes up some ridiculous statement like Republicans want to gut Social Security and health care, you have to call them on it. You're going to say, where is the evidence of that? What are you talking about? Is that just is that one of your talking points? You got to be rough with them to push them to answer and or speak honestly. Right? So that has not happened yet, and I think once Kamala Harris is pushed a little bit, they may prevent her from doing it. Just keep her out. Keep her out. She's horrible. She doesn't know what she's saying. She's worse than Biden. Right? But if they keep trying to bury Kamala Harris, eventually she's going to have to come out and speak, and that's where she'll fall. I believe. I think she definitely falls from grace. What's Conti talking about? Well, I'm glad we were live today. I am so glad we were live today. I'll see you guys next weekend. Marcus Conti reporting. And have a nice weekend. This evening, if you're going to watch the convention, you'll get to hear Kamala Harris speak. I'll watch it and talk about it a little bit on Monday and whatever else happens over the weekend. And we'll find out. Is it exciting? I think it's going to get exciting. I think don't rule Trump out. Right? Just because the polls are down right now, Trump is smart. Let them have their moment. Let them speak it out, and then attack. Right? It's coming. And see you guys. I'll see you guys Thursday. See you guys Monday. Marcus Conte reporting.